Hey ladies, Cassidy here. So I've gotten a few comments and questions on how I do my art journal pages. So I thought I would just play today and show you guys my process. So I'm going to start. I use a lot of book pages in my background because it's really fun and adds a little bit of dimension. And how I apply that, I use some matte medium. And this is my first time recording how I do my art journal pages, so if I'm in the way at all, it's because I'm not focusing on how to do this. And I have my cart backwards so I can see what I need. Sorry guys. I'm just looking for my... There it is. Alright, so let's start this. So I'm just going to start adding some book pages, some torn up book pages to my page. I'm just going to play and see where we go. I never know what I'm creating until I have completely finished my project because I just kind of randomly throw stuff on. Otherwise, I don't really get inspiration until I start slapping some paint on the paper. You guys might hear my kids come through a few times. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I kind of do things around them. So if I have to stop it all, I apologize. And I'm going to try not let it be like completely quiet the entire time I'm doing this. Alright. And this matte medium, you can pick up matte medium at an art supply store, but it is kind of expensive. I picked up this matte medium just to see what the hype was all about from Walmart for $4, and it works great. So I've never had any issue using the cheaper stuff. Eventually I might get the good stuff, but right now this is good. Alright, so I've applied my book pages. I'm going to pause this for a second. I'm going to let it dry, and then I'll come back and show you where I go from there. Alright ladies, I'm back. And it might be a different angle. I had to readjust my cart because it was backwards and I couldn't do what I needed to do because, well, I'm used to a system. Alright, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply gesso over the book pages for a couple of reasons. One, the matte medium, not much is going to stick to that. So I need to put something on there to catch the paint. Also, I don't want the words to be like super prominent. So I'm just going to paint a little bit of gesso over top. Like so. And this is going to help it come through a little bit, but not be the most prominent thing on the page. Another thing that I really like to do is, and I say a lot apparently, and I've noticed that every single video I make, I say a lot, so pardon my ums. Alright, so some of the wording I just want to show a little bit more, so I take a baby wipe, and I just kind of wipe away some of the gesso that I used, just to make it a little more prominent, and that wording will stick out a little bit more. There's no rhyme or reason for it, that's just how I do it. All right, and then I'm going to add some background stenciling. And I do this most of the time when the page is dry. And my stencils are very used. I like it that way. It gives the page a little bit more of a grungy look. This, you will tell that this is probably my favorite stencil. I use this part a lot. This time I'm actually going to be using some modeling paste that I just picked up recently, and I want to check it out. Oh, well, I'm actually going to put that on top. Sorry. This is what happens when you create with no rhyme or reason. I'm actually just going to use my sprays to start out. So I think I'm going to do some bright colors. Alright, so we're just going to, that's what I do. Spray. And that is clogged. Lovely. And then I normally flip it over and I pat it on the next page because I don't like to waste anything. Alright, I need to clean this because it's not spraying like it's supposed to. What's going on? And then I also, I'll rub the paper on top because I refuse to waste any material, any paint, anything. And this, I don't have a jelly plate, so a lot of people call this jelly prints or mono printing. So that's what I do, and I kind of create those as I go along, and I use them in other projects. And this is still not working, and it's frustrating me. That's frustrating. Alright, so I use that color, and then I'm also going to, let's add a little bit of dots. And again, we're going to put it in there and use up that ink. And you'll see I am the messiest artist. I feel like the messiest artist is the person who has the most inspiration. So I'm very, very messy when I do my art. Alright, so that's how I start. And now I am going to pat some of my color. Just to pick it up a little bit. Sorry for the arms, guys. Sorry, I'm working on it. I'm trying to stop that. You guys can hear my kids in the background. And I just like to pick up a little bit of the color. Again, this is another way that I make my jelly prints. Alright. Alright guys, I'm going to have to put you on hold for just one moment. I have a daughter who needs me. 1 second.